kind of scaling out of this thing, but I made a little bit of a mistake on this earlier, and I think this is really, really important to know when you're day trading. There are three different times of the day or sections of the day when you're day trading. You have your open, then you have your middle of the day, and then you have your close. And each one of those sectors or sections involves different setups, and you trade them in a different manner. So like the open is about price discovery and price volatility. That's where you get quicker patterns that can explode, but they're meant to be more scalp type of trades because stocks will spike up and then they'll just come right back. Like, you'll have these stocks like, say, Sorrel, right? This is something that some of the guys in the chat room were trading. They'll spike up and then they'll come back and retrace. And then what happens is the middle of the day is about price consolidation and price retracement, where stocks take a breather, they retrace via price, or they consolidate, and then end of the day, which I consider after lunch, that would be your 1 p.m. to close. That's where stocks choose a side, and then they make a go at it. And so something that happened to me today, I was in this Twilio here. You can see here I only got a couple hundred shares of this thing left, but one of the things and where I made the mistake on this, and I originally took like a big loss on it, and I made it back, was in the middle of the day, I saw this flag here, and look, middle of the day, those short-term flags where you're kind of resting on your 9 EMA and you got that really skinny flag, those don't work. Middle of the day is about retracement, and so you'll often get stocks pull back to that VWAP area before they go. You won't get that shallow flag like you would at the open. It doesn't work like that. Middle of the day, you've got to come back and retest, and you'll see that with a lot of stocks, like where you've got to come back and pull back in that middle of the day. Those quick patterns don't work as well. And so it was an interesting thing to always remember that, sometimes we train ourselves so early to just see patterns that we have to remember the time of day we're trading them, that the same type of thing we do at the open, we're not going to do at the close. And so now, once after lunch is over and a stock breaks out, then it's going to act just like it would similar at the open, where you might start trending and see a run into the close. But something to really be mindful of. I'm in the green today, but I would have finished up basically $1,000 if I had just stayed away from this one and stuck to my rules. And so the open, price discovery, shorter patterns. Middle of the day, you'll often get steeper pullbacks. You want those pullbacks to the 20 EMA or the VWAP type areas. And then end of the day, after lunch, stocks will choose a side and then they'll go on their run. And we've seen that over and over. And so just an important lesson. I want you to really think about trading as just a game of inches, right? Those smallest details can mean the difference between finishing up $100 and finishing up a couple $1,000. I had 1,000 shares of this thing over here, and so I took $1,000 loss. Right? Imagine how much money I could have made, if I timed this correctly and got my 1,000 shares at the right time. Because it was not the matter of price, right? Price is whether it was here, it's okay. The price is not the time. The issue is a matter of timing, of understanding middle of the day what should happen. And those are the small things that will separate a really professional trader from somebody that's just trading their patterns. And that's something that, I sometimes have to be reminded to myself too, is that, hey, we've got to remember that patterns are patterns, but the time of day will affect how they move and act, and we need to trade accordingly. So I hope that helps, guys. And remember, 3 times of the day. You got your open, your middle, and then your close. Take care.